involved and read comics all day.
Yeah.
Good job.
Pretty killer. And it says on Wikipedia that your favorite comic book is Preacher.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah, I mean,
Killer. And it says on Wikipedia that your favorite comic book is Preacher.
yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah, I mean, it'll change. You know, if we do the show again tomorrow, it might change a little bit, but
Sure.
that's always top 3 probably of all time.
It says back in your early wrestling days, when you formed the Chick Magnets with CM Venom, you did it because another performer skipped out on the card that day.
Yeah.
That's true. It says back in your early wrestling days, when you formed the Chick Magnets with CM Venom, you did it because another performer skipped out on the card.
Yeah.
That's true.
At this point, yeah, it's ingrained in folklore. I don't really. I'm at the age now where I legitimately forget things. So there's a window, and now like my early years are slipping away where I'm going. Really? Did I say that? Was I there? That's one of those. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of funny things from what does the CM stand for.
I knew this was
Exactly. But these are the ones that Cookie Monster, Cookie Master, Cookie Chuck Moses,
yeah. That's 100%.
Charles Montgomery, yeah. Any good one?
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good one. Next time you use that. It said when you used to yell at his mom.
Yeah, I mean, both sick of it all man thing. Sorry, I can't bust it.
It says back in the day,
I think that's true, but I couldn't tell you what I'm upset about. I'm loyal to a fault. Like to a fault. Even when my friends are wrong, I'm like, no. I thought Hero should have stuck up for himself for something. And I think it was like working other places, like maybe him working for CCW or something like that. And you know, and then I was like, he lets it go, and then I'm still holding on to it like an idiot. When you know he already let it go, and I should be like, oh, okay, fine, it's your business.
You've always done this.
Yeah.
It said that at one point Fletcher
Yes. That was my first match. Welcome to developmental, kid. That's what that was. Yeah. Then we had a conversation with our hey, we got a problem. Ready now. No problem, brother. No problem, brother. Next. And then, getting checked out by the doctor, and the doctor.
exactly instant karma.
It's the most expensive punch thrown in Ohio Valley wrestling history.
Nice. All right. So it said you were the first ever
on live television. It didn't start till like midnight. So I don't think we're gonna see any ghosts, guys. I didn't see it. See, I feel bad, but this guy's it's fine. I felt like I was a real big buzzkill. Yeah, but I was tired. Yeah, the sci-fi. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Every time I run into them somewhere, I apologize.
And last one for you, and this is one we already know is false. This Girl on the Third Floor was filmed entirely in director Travis Stevens' house.
False!
False. And it says much of the story he wrote was not entirely fiction.
Yeah, I mean that part. That part's true. You know, we took. I say we, like, you know, I say we when Blackhawks are playing somebody. Like
Sure,
I
sure.
lace
Well, you're
up
part of
skates.
this team.
No, but Travis wrote. You know, he was true to the lore and the story, and you know, he took that and he said so. The documentary that was obviously spliced it up.
Right, you don't want them to like.
It's not like spoiler alert. House, which could be a fun show. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Girl on the Third Floor, October 24th, in theaters.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here today. Man, I'm so Jason. How are you? Good. You can look at me. Or you can look at whatever you would like. That's your close-up right there. If you want to get your close-up, that's your guy right there. But I'm good. Thank you so much.
And Jay and Silent Bob rebooted to the theaters on October 15th and 17th. Check that out. And check out the Jay and Silent Bob Road Show. See the movie there. That starts October 8th.
Also, and on the walk, while we're doing the movie road show, I've been trying to get my stuff Yes. My foreman, my friend, he was a friend of mine. He was the foreman, and he was making like $1,500 a week cash back in '92,
That's not so bad.
'93. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. So like, you know, yeah, because it was like $6,000 a month or so.
But then the boss, we used to every once in a while have to go to the boss's house who owned the roofing company and pick up some supplies and stuff. And he had this really nice house in Rumson, and he had like BMW, and he had this wife that was 50 years younger than him, attractive, and to me at 17, 18 years old, it seemed like, hey man, that was a good thing that you can buy a home roofing company. Like you can get a nice, looks like a nice living. So that was sort of my goal at the age of 17, 18, 19 even, I would say.
For Clerks, to help make the film's budget, Kevin Smith spent. Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here. Today is Wikipedia Fact Prediction time. Thank you guys so much. Yes. So, today, about some stuff that you're not so videos to check. Brandon Charles. Perfect. Also, let's go floating torso man. Happy, Brandon Jungle and Michael Aaron, born in LA. Fabio, Dynamite, and John. I think so. Okay, so Wikipedia says you guys existed as banders before you gave yourselves a name, and are the only chosen band who are required to supply a name. It's true. This is true. Yeah, we played it. That was why the first like temporary name, placeholder, what's right. Figure out like, oh, it'll work for now, it's okay for now. like their children had brought these flyers home, and we just thought it was hilarious.
Mike, it says you can play the Pippa,
Pippa.
and your Pippa was given to you by Steve Vai.
Correct.
That's correct.
Pipa.
Pipa. I'm sorry.
It's a Chinese lute.
Gotcha.
4-string Chinese lute that we used to create the song Aqueous Transmission. And yes, it was given to me by Steve Vai. I noticed it sitting like in a corner in his house, and I asked him about it. I said, "What is that?" And he told me that it was given to him as a gift when he was on tour in Asia at some point. And we kind of like moved on from that to like something else, started a discussion. And right before I left that day, it was like 18 months. So I took it and brought it back to
Drive was originally named I'll Be There because there was a song by that because there was a song by that name on Jackson 5, the song's title ended up no? That's what it says. Okay. Anyone. I'm so it says that Megalomaniac was banned from Dave's viewing on his Twitter. Listeners misinterpreted about the Rush. However, the band was
in America in that any dissent from popular political opinion was really icon bicep. And when they produce it with you, they get to I actually got a letter from this one. So I sent me a letter with congratulations. But yeah, it's you. Yeah, there's one from unfortunately, our high school. Yeah, that was kind of. We decided not to pursue it. It was like on one side. Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, I mean, it was. So yeah. Yeah, obviously devastating. Worked out for the best. This record label really was rubbish.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just like, you know, your kids and like, yeah, we'll sign anything.
It says the principle of evil made flesh the album cover like typo negatives, bloody kisses.
We were listening to the Bloody Kisses at the time. The album, the cover was done by a guy called Nigel Wingrove, and he'd already done the artwork, so it couldn't have possibly been, you know, the artwork was already there.
Oh, I
we
see.
We went to his studio and we said, oh, wow, we really like that. But I could see the similarities, yeah. And we were listening to that album at the time, so I could see why people would, make that association.
Technically false.
Technically false. But that's it, the first false one.
First false one yet, I think. Yeah.
I was saying
There's
more
always
juicy.
some bullshit. Yeah. It says that at one point, some band members from Cradle of Filth attracted a certain amount of hostile attention or I love Satan shirts to the Vatican.
Yeah, we did. We got arrested in the Vatican. Well, we turned up, we did a show. They wanted to take us, right. It's like quite late at night. So we take us to the they were involved really. Even if you don't even have fancy dress. So when they found out there was a gate for me. Right.
Well, it might be.
Never posted.
No. That's true. Which is very husky. Just very written out that. But an interesting thing about it, and quite worrying as well, is that he played. Apparently, her infatuation with me led to her not agreeing to marry said boyfriend.
Oh, so you got in the way without even knowing.
Exactly, and we played Milwaukee, the Rave, and we had a runner, and this was near Christmas, so we were like, what's supposed to be? And so me and our female singer, we asked if they could run us to a Walmart,
Okay, sure.
and we sort of like passed the Walmart, and we were like driving out to the countryside. Bearing in mind our heads were already full of like serial killer ideas, just because of Jeffrey Dahmer, massive right opposite the Rave. So our heads were full of that, and it was like, and then and then we started to and he's going to spend some time in the park, getting straight. So that was
Danny, thank you so much.
well, we tried to do like this, but it's not this. Yeah, you don't know why it's awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up? This is Dan out again. Hey everyone, rambling about my Dan Don. I mean, I guess first man, I think we had to change destroyer. But I guess my first I was definitely a big Kiss fan as a kid, so I'm sure it had
You had a job with your father for construction work. You were required to cut your hair short instead of opted to wear a wig. Truly or never.
It matches your identity.
Oh, nobody would.
I came from a my dad's very strict on that. Right, so, the other bosses at the company. So, I thought my best solution to get what I wanted was to buy a short-haired wig and hide my long hair under it. And
I somehow pulled it off for like 4 years. I don't know how.
4
it was-
years did construction.
It was a
wearing a
it was a
wig.
nightmare, and I mean it looked terrible.
Nobody could tell.
It looked terrible. I mean, they couldn't tell because I was either a baseball hat on or a bandana or something to cover most of it. And so once my dad figured it out, then he realized it was kind of a funny. I actually have pictures of Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner there. No, it's pretty bright. I can maybe show it to you. I don't know.
It said that it was the only entertainer after going to the other auditions.
I'm not sure how many auditions he did. We went through the painting process to seek out after we went through our circle, friends and guys, and we had another singer from out here, and I didn't really have an identity. So when David finally came, he was still he wasn't trying to emulate somebody else. All the other singers But I mean, that kind of that logo just came about one time when David was sitting with his friend of his in front of the computer and trying to come up with some kind of logo to identify the band with. And David just kind of made a goofy grin similar to that, and the guy just kind of distorted his face on the computer. And before we knew it, it just kind of took off as a trademark. Even before we got signed, we seen fans locally getting that tattooed on them, and we didn't even have a record deal. We didn't even have our demo finished yet, but we were building the following. It was kind of strange that it was taken off in such a big way for us. there any so I said once I brought in the music piece for it and Jason started writing the melody, it just seemed to go hand in hand with it. And we really kind of hit it on the park with that one.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you writing about that kind of thing. It means a lot to a lot of people, and thank you so much for being here today. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, this is John Petrucci from Dream Theater, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here. Thank you so much for your time today. Distance over time. So, I went to Wikipedia today. Your page, your album, songs, all that stuff. Pulled out some stuff. Tell me some about the collaboration. First of all, the John.
Yes.
Yes. It says you picked up the guitar at the gate. Your sister is elaborating that practice.
Nothing to clarify that. Yeah, exactly. And my own pieces that are really
That's what it said. Besides that, to stay up late.
they were, and I honestly guy was his heart.
Said that you picked up the guitar down to 12.
Yeah. Right.
And you committed yourself to practicing 6 hours a day to discover.
Yeah, I did start when I was 12. I did on my own this week, and just like success. And we made this map out of 6 hours. That was what I got together. So, back then, middle school, high school, and so I had this song and started at that party. Practice first. So, and if the guy wasn't there,
Well, I'm glad you brought up the thing about John practicing 6 hours a day. It says that you started that 6-hour practice once you started in person. So before that, like middle school.
oh yeah,
Okay, so there's a little bit of fiction there. Interesting. Metropolis 1 was originally known as Crumbling Metropolis.
that sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think so.
It says sometime around 89, Crumbling was dropped. Part 1 in the title was originally added by yourself as a joke, as no sequel was ever intended at that time.
Well, you know what? We were huge Rush fans, and like whenever you see a Rush song, part 1, listen, it's like you got to do it. You know, so yeah, so the part one was like,
It was your inside rush joke. Kind of.
it wasn't like, it wasn't really intended to be another 2%.
Gotcha. It wasn't like 7 years later,
Right.
we'll do part 2.
Exactly.
Gotcha. It says that when Kevin Moore announced that he was leaving the band, that you especially found that it was very hard.
Yes.
That was a tough time.
Absolutely. You know, Kevin and I, he was my best friend growing up. So, you know, we like, you know, every guy probably has like a friend that they just do everything together.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we literally did everything together. Our families were friends. We lived right around the corner from each other. So it was like every day just hanging out. And everything. And obviously our band was successful. And that, recording, everything going. into, and they had these like floor-to-ceiling wine barrels and stuff.
Okay.
And the guy was an historian, as I mentioned, and so he proceeded to tell us that during the war, the soldiers would come in there to hide from the Germans, and they'd go into the wine barrels, and they're still, you know, just like freaky things like that.
There's just some weird dude in a castle.
Yeah. And so when I decided to write about real life situations,
Why not?
yeah, so it's a little weird, a little unconventional. That's everything like this.
Oh, that's awesome. It says that Wither is about withered up the process.
Yes. So sometimes you talk about so so that was my concept to practice.
It's almost like the write a song about Midas. Last one says you are an avid fan of bodybuilding and dedicate much of your off time to the John, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. All right.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here. My guest today is Jackass. CKY stuff. Thanks to the magical face on Mr. Rabb himself. Thank you so much. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Of course, and of course, the Bathroom Break podcast. Awesome show. An awesome scenes that take on Jackass guys and a bunch of other people that are doing well. But right now, this is what we're doing with that conviction, so I want to do it today about some stuff that may make calls in the company. What's the truth and elaborate on it.
Okay, alright.
First of all, because we checked with everybody, Christian Joseph, born in Willow, Pennsylvania. That's correct. They do get that wrong sometimes.
Well, in the beginning, there was a time where it did say, like, Christopher Rob.
Yeah, dude, I'm Steve-O, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here, and it's Wikipedia Fact or Fiction time with the legend himself, Steve-O. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Of course. So, I went on your Wikipedia page today, Jackass stuff, all that stuff.
That's super flattering, not all correct.
I'm done. A lot of people.
Are you aware that since
Oh my god. There's been misinformation cleared up, and
high school I went to, and for all 4 years, was like the ultimate in privilege. Literally 80% of my senior class went to Ivy League colleges. I was considered a loser before going to the University of Miami, which is a pretty good school as well. And I won and I got kicked out of the It was something spectacular.
It says on Wikipedia when Jeff not true at all. Not sure. But I don't think it's
Oh yeah, there's a red and black. Yeah, that kid showed up with a fairly sizable black widow spider in like a little petri dish. It was like, I found this today and I brought it back. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was there. But yeah, there's a lot that's sort of erroneous about that because A, I was never recruited by Jeff Tremaine. Anything I pursued, you know, like I was the aggressor. You know, if anything, Jeff Tremaine tried to beat me. And I would not let that happen. And yeah, as far as
submitted for podcast.
yeah, there's some problems with that, and then the videos of the stunts were not from the videos of the stunts I dropped out of college and made this my mission in life. So, starting in 1993, I was really deliberately filming stunts, trying to like myself this time. I didn't get into the circus. I didn't work in the circus until the year 2000. So there was 7 years of me documenting stunts, and I continued to document stunts while I was in the circus, but the stunts were sort of a separate thing. Of all of this body of work that I accumulated from 1993 to year 2000, which was the year Jackass came out, it is true that
All right,
Jeff
you
Tremaine,
gained access
when
to
the
the
show got
showdown.
picked up, he
Here
said,
you'll be
"Send in
facing your
all-
toughest
all of
opponents
your,
again.
footage
Only
that
this
you have,
time,
so
all
that
at
we can
once.
acquire
Everything you've done so
some
far
bits of it on the
has
show
led you
because
here.
it's
The
essentially
real
a
game
hodgepodge of
is about to
random
begin.
footage. And when they reviewed all of the footage that I sent in, they said, sadly, not one clip you sent us was approved.
Alright,
And
you've
that
done
led
enough
me
to
to
get
be
Talon's attention.
concerned
He's
about, like,
good
wait a
and he
second,
knows
like,
it.
what kind of
Don't count on him making any
watered
mistakes.
down, you know,
He's
like,
gonna outdrive
sort
the
of a
driver.
pussy show are we making? You know, I thought, like, man, is this gonna be, like, lame? But at the same time, I thought, ooh, here I've got all this footage that they won't show, and this is gonna allow for me to have my own, you know, DVD release.
Yeah.
You know, Too Hot for TV videos were quite successful at that time. So I thought, ooh, wow, you know, this is gonna be great.
It says in 2003 you were arrested on charges of disorderly conduct for urinating on potato chips in public during Lollapalooza.
It did happen to be potato chips, and I was the headliner of the second stage of the Lollapalooza, which was it's live stuff. Which I did at the time. Scott was focused on so it was sort of a live show, live things. And after this, if I recall, I had a this little Too Hot for TV. It was understood that I was in the backstage, so we did everybody had it. And then we were doing an ad for your entertainment, and they would sell it. So it was like, hey, go buy a backstage pass and then get in line. And so it was like this operation selling which I never received. And so I remember doing a meet and greet in Philadelphia at Lollapalooza. and the line was considerably long to get the sound and take photos, and I had to pay. So I didn't want to bail. So I just whipped it out right there. It happened to be on potato chips, which I didn't need. But yeah, so I was sort of happy. I believe they had a station right there. But it's true enough. What it was that Wild Boys followed Jackass, and Jackass was clearly a thing, and we embarked on Wild Boys to be something separate. We had this love for nature program, and we were going to make it this competition show. It was different, but over the course of like 4 seasons of Wild Boys, we gradually just steered, right, just kind of evolved right back into Jackass, and we had not to focus on the final trip. It's just it's like just like tactical dog attacking me, shooting 9mm rubber bullet while the dog attacks me. Like he was just going for it, and this is we still have that video. It's not cheers. Except we stopped doing all of this. And I'm interested that the first arrest in 2003. Right. This one I wasn't sure about. Okay, good. So you're skipping past that. You know, you're looking at the names. Yeah, because I was going to say I've got a hell of a never heard of it. Right. There's some truth to that, yeah. And Love Island was a fairly wildly popular show in England. Yeah. I was only meant to be on it as a temporary guest, and I want to say for like a few days. Okay. I was out of control and smuggled a bunch of drugs to Fiji, where they shop there. So I was just all pilled up. It seemed like I the no chocolate piece was for another cast member. There's another cast who was identified as a cerebral. And while everybody was doing this challenge to put over the year, and I said, how are you going to like, you know, you're going to like, more than the year, she was so around the home, that's what up. She asked for chocolate cookies, so I put it on officer to defend her honor, and I wanted to hear it. Doesn't have to be I did, and I felt that there was something where this ram, and he was playing a foreign instrument, which would occupy our hands when we were playing the foreign ram with just instinctive. I was so like, I ran cable with my hand down, and I couldn't play. It was weird, like I didn't want to, but it was just instinct, and we kept walking the ram, and selfishness and self-centeredness. It's centered in the mind. Selfishness and self-centeredness is a So, to have rescued my first dog wasn't able exercise been dedicating myself to a priority. So caring for, caring about something other than me is yeah, for sure, man. One of the really cool concept I actually have been told about this. I forgot to show us something. But yeah, no, and if they can actually help the page, I love that. What else too?
Love that.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here. It's Wikipedia Fact or Fiction time. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you so much. Okay, so this is Wikipedia Fact or Fiction. I went and got some stuff from your Wikipedia page today. The bands, the albums, looked through all the stuff. Pulled out some things you can confirm or deny and elaborate if you'd be so kind. Okay, so first of all, because we do always like to check, Martin Adam Friedman, born in Laurel, Maryland.
I was born in Washington, D.C.
See, they get that wrong. They always get the birthplace wrong. Washington, D.C., okay.
Yeah, I grew
pretty
up in
close.
Laurel, but
Okay, fairly close, so a little bit of fiction.
this is like passport control.
I know, I'm very into the new show. It said at the age of 14, after attending a Kiss concert, guitar, and you were largely self-taught. That's right. Okay, so when you started playing, were you more of a guy who would listen, try to
I had a really good
okay.
but he was kind of more into, I don't know, more of a Woodstock way of thinking and playing. I was rock. So, and he taught me some really good things, but I'm like, you know what, I can learn this one. I love playing. And back in those days, anything that you had to do for so I learned that stuff on my own. I'm starting to do that with and I'm really glad I started there because I learned different things about
It says that the mother of one of your friends ran an event center with a level stage. You practiced with the band. Soon, word spread about the band, and since you were in a rural area, people came from miles away to socialize and see
little mother herself and her down built a farm, a proper two-level stage where Midas would set up the whole thing by herself. And so if you can imagine, it was like in this deserted field in Laurel, Maryland. So here we are, we're like 14-year-old kids, and everybody's coming from the entire county, and it was a party every single night. other ways that I guess is legal here in a lot of places, and other ways that are still illegal. But they paid and they showed up and they showed their support to get the feeling that they really want to so that they got sorry for the long answer.
No, we love the long answers, absolutely. I found a contradiction. It said that you auditioned for Megadeth. It said that you received a tip from Jeff Loomis, but then another page said that Ron Lafitte, a member of Capital
I had a friend in high school, brilliant guy. He's been my friend since forever. He heard about Megadeth's audition. He called me up and said, dude, they're looking for a guitar player. If you're interested, call Ron Lafitte, who is Megadeth's manager.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't know anybody in the band or Lafitte, and I called, and that's what happened.
Okay.
And I know Jeff very well, and he's actually guested on my record, and I've guested on his record, and he's a tremendous guitarist, good friend of mine, but he had nothing to do with anything that day.
Okay, very good to know. Okay, that's a double balance on that one. See, this is why we do this. It said that you were initially rejected for Megadeth because you had multicolored hair.
No, I was never rejected, but I did have multicolored hair.
Yeah, okay.
And it might have caused a stir among the, if they were having any meetings about me in the band, they might have talked about it. But nobody said.
Okay.
I basically got the gig the day of the audition.
Right, that's what I always
But I would be happy to conduct it. They didn't have to come I was really close and organized stuff like that. So I didn't have to type so I might have colored my hair at one time halfway throughout. It wasn't like I was trying to do some kind of trendy half-half type of thing. It's just all what it was.
Okay, this is all fiction so far. Oh boy.
Yeah, I did a lot of tuning up after I joined Megadeth, because before then it was really a sad state of affairs, So I got maybe I was wearing very ripped up jeans and old ratty T-shirts and stuff, and when you're in a band that is on a major label, you have to look somewhat decent. And the cool thing about Megadeth was they were kind of straight edge at that time, as far as I'm concerned.
that's
They
right.
were really kind of like guy next door type of thing. Everybody looked healthy and presentable, and everybody could speak nicely, and I had to kind of come up to that. And before then, I was living in a very tiny place, eating one bucket of rice a day and lollipops. Wow. So, my hair was one of many things. I could finally afford to wash it more than twice a week.
It said that for Countdown to Extinction, yourself and Dave Ellefson were especially disappointed that Megadeth did not win the Grammy.
I think maybe what that is, they have the Grammy Awards, right? And I hope my memory is correct on this. Dave Ellefson and I were the only ones who went to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we actually went to the ceremony.
Sure.
And we drive in there, we get in there, you guys are definitely going to get it. Everybody's, blowing sunshine up our skirts about this. And I didn't really know who the other bands were. I mean, Nine Inch Nails was in there, and we knew them, we liked them.
Sure.
But it wasn't like they were all over the charts and they had a history. They'd just come out, so we liked them, but we had no idea. I think they got it. I think they got the Grammy.
Was it Wish that they got it for? Or
it was their debut music. But anyway, we got in there. Everybody was telling us we were going to get it. We didn't get it, and our car hadn't even parked yet. They read our thing off first, or early in the thing, and we left, and our car didn't even have a parking space yet, so we left. But I don't think we were totally disappointed or down about it. I mean, the awards don't really mean much, especially in metal.
On Risk, it said that you heavily encouraged Dave Mustaine to indulge in his pop sensibilities for the record.
That and heavier stuff too.
Oh, so the dynamics.
I wanted it to be either or and both. I didn't want it to be down the middle.
Like you were talking about Japanese music almost.
Yeah, I wanted for example, you have a band like X Japan,
was
Yeah.
into at the time. They have these ultra heavy metal. Sounds kind of